Many believe Florida to be a fisherman's utopia. Pristine beaches, tropical climates, and epic fishing 365 days a year.
Really good weather out here.
But wintertime flips the script. Strong winds, wild temperature swings, and even snowstorms have ruined countless fishing plans this season. Still, even under the worst conditions, a few fish can be caught. Today we're beach fishing for anything that will bite, and then we're taking the boat out on Florida's coldest day of the year, hoping to catch dinner. It'll take specific techniques, smart strategies, and pure stubbornness. Will our plans pay off, or are we going home hungry? Let's find out. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the beach. I am out here with someone that, if you guys watch YouTube, you might know from over the years. This is my man, Joey Antonelli. And
what's going on?
This morning, we are doing what Joey does best at this time of year, and it's throwing some rods off the cold, sandy beaches and trying to catch some fish from the shore. See what's going to happen? Joey's been absolutely killing the pompano lately, and he thinks there might be a couple around, so let's get to work and set everything up before the sun comes up. Big old 4-ounce pyramid.
4 and 6s.
All right. What do you got there?
Some sand fleas, nutritious part of a breakfast.
You catch all these locally, don't you?
I get them all around wherever they are, but keep them alive for a few days. That's what we're working with. Everything eats a sand flea. I like to go a little easy on the first couple casts. You know, a little wind knot or something in there.
So do you notice that most of the fish are past the breakers, or?
Every day is different. But
okay.
Typically, I think if you're going beach fishing, you want at least 2 rods. Stagger them. Put one in the trough, one in further out, or if you have 3, maybe one as far as you can, one medium, one short. The other day we caught 8 fish. I'm not kidding, like as far as I could throw a fly rod, and I can't fly fish. So that's how close
10
to
feet.
shore they were, yeah. And I'm bombing casts out there, nothing except bonnet head sharks. So you just gotta kind of stagger it out. Just got a soft shell flea out of the bucket.
Wow.
I let them go out of superstition.
I went all the way to the Bahamas.
Yeah, you wanna see what really makes it? Ryan's not even ready, he don't got this.
Oh, the hand warmers? Are you kidding me? I was not given the memo on the hand warmers.
We're struggling here. Wintertime, I mean, it snowed in.
But that feels good. Just like that.
These fish go for the ton of sand fleas. They have the eggs in them. That orange stuff, you can see it right in there.
Oh, okay.
So you want to hook them up towards the head. That's the head. And when they dig down in the sand, these are their little, I forget what they're called. The feeler things that they use to sift food out.
So Joey just got pretty much every single rod out, and by the time he gets the 5th rod out, he's checking the first rod to see if there's still bait on it. What did you say takes the bait off?
Crabs. We got a lot of crabs.
Oh man.
Got a bad case of the crabs.
So basically the whole time you're not even sitting down.
It's not like a sit around type of fishing. When you fish 6 rods or 5 rods.
I'm sure sometimes you'll just walk up to a rod and there just happens to be a fish on it.
Crab.
Or there just happens to be a crab on it. Oh, we got 2 for 1. Oh no. Yo.
Super good bait too. I just don't feel like messing with them this morning.
Yeah, those guys we love for permit bait. Snook actually eat them too. They're pretty cool looking, man. Hey, look, there's another one right there.
Do some crab education. Sharp. Round.
Hang on real quick.
See the different shapes in the bottom? The round one's the female of that little thing right there. And that's the male. So they were definitely, it happens a lot. You reel them in there together. And then we just had a little couples intervention. Maybe they'll find love again.
So the crab absolutely chewed the crap out of this float. Just here constantly looking at the rod tips, seeing if something's gonna get bit or not. Joey looked at one, he's like, that looks like a sheep's head bite. Oh, that looks like a crab. Oh, that looks like a pompano. And I don't know if he's messing with me or if he actually knows what he's talking about.
Let's see what our first fish is gonna be. First fish of the morning. Feels kind of weird. I have no idea what it just feels heavy. Maybe a little bonnet head or something? Feels like that shovel nose is just digging into the sand. Not a pompano. Pompanos just spaz out and shake a lot. I can feel it just dragging.
I wonder if you just got a foul hooked whiting or something.
I'd put money on bonnet head.
Okay.
That's gonna be a bonnet head sign right there. Very end, you come up and slide them.
Oh! That's the smallest bonnet head I've ever seen. So, if you guys don't know, these look like baby hammerheads. They're not. It's a different species. Bonnet heads get to about 2.5 feet long, 3 feet long. They have a shovel as opposed to a T like a hammer does. Look at that guy. Oh wow, bit by a shark to start the day.
Attack. This on the down low, just like.
Whoa, dude! Now, I know this doesn't appear to be a terrible weather day at all, but based on strong winds offshore and temperatures and other conditions, beach fishing really was the only option I had on this day. So that's just really, leading into the theme of this video, that wintertime fishing in Florida is doable, but you have to pick and choose what you do. You don't have that plethora of options that you do in the warm months. Oh! So on.
You want me to grab this?
Sure. Well, I don't think this is a pompano. I don't think this is. If this was a pompano, that'd be pretty cool. It'd be a full-size one. Oh, we might not be landing this one, y'all.
They'll tire out.
What's the likelihood it could be a cool something cool like a black drum?
No fences, you never know.
I don't think Joey's very confident it's anything other than a bonnet head, but we'll see. Feels good to get tight on the beach. Hanging out with the boys, sipping now room temperature coffee,
Yeah.
Not hot coffee anymore.
When it's 50 degrees out, it cools off.
Oh, we got another one. You can just stick it in the sand. I gotta not palm the spool like I'm frickin' tuna fishing. I forget that you have like 20 to 30 pound leader on stuff like this.
Mine's way more man.
Oh, look at that. Cameraman came to make sure it happened. Wow. Well, that is not a pompano. We got crabs, and we got 2 bonnet heads so far. There we go. That's that full-grown bonnet head. We're gonna go put him back though. So my buddy Rio just showed up. This guy takes people pompano fishing if you ever want to go pompano fishing. So you can always hit him up. Rio is actually going to use this as bait. So let's see how you use it for bait.
All right, guys. So the first thing what we're going to do, we're going to come under the apron over here and pop that off. This part of the crab right here is called the apron. When you release that, you release a good bit of pressure in it. We're going to take off all the legs. 1, 2, 3. All of them on that side, and all of them on this side. We'll come straight through the center of the crab. Flip them around. All right, now we have 2 halves. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go from the inside of the crab here and pop the shell off. just like so.
Oh wow, that was clean. That was smooth with it.
Yeah, now do the same thing to the other side. Whoop. You jinxed me, Ryan. All right, so now we have almost our bait ready. We'll take off the mandible, that's the jaw. Take off the mandible from the other side. And this is what you're technically left with right here. Every single one of these notches is technically a bait. So we're gonna go through this one. Oh, I'll do another one.
It's fun.
I'll do another one. I'm getting stage
So
fright.
there's little lines that are on the crab that you're using.
Correct. So right through each of these little holes on the crab,
So where the legs were.
right? These are called the knuckles. So we're gonna go through the hole in the knuckle. And you're looking for a natural entry and a natural exit. So basically the path of least resistance, just like that.
Wow.
Hang them on there. I know, pretty dang crazy, huh? And then we'll do the smaller piece up here. All right, and that's it. We got 2 crab knuckles ready to fish.
Joey said he doesn't typically use crabs for bait. Not because they don't work, but just because he always has sand fleas. And I will say the reason I don't like using crabs is because once you get that funk on your hands, that is some of the stinkiest stuff. Crabs smell so much worse than fish when they go bad.
So when you're casting these crabs out, you really don't want to throw as hard as you can because they can fall off. You really want to try to give them a lob cast as much as possible. You definitely don't want to get tangled up like I do. That's going to slow you down a little bit when they're biting. Let's get it out there.
This is a surf bum in his element right now. Got a nip. It's all slacked out. Is he on there? Oh yeah. Wow, you spotted that. You were locked in on that bite, whatever it was. Oh! That might be him. That might be him. Oh! New species for the day? Not a pompano, but this is an eater. Right here, we have a whiting. These guys are actually delicious. Believe it or not, I've used these guys as snook bait many times. They actually get choked by snook, but this is one of the many things you can catch out here. He obviously chomped that sand flea, and yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Now we're starting to get some life. We got the bonnet heads, we got the whiting. Maybe we'll pick up a pompano or two. There were tons of pompano here last week. Joey thinks the biomass of them has moved further south from where we are now. So, but you can always catch pompano all year long, and there still is a great chance that we could run into a ton of fish. So stoked for this guy. Maybe we'll get a couple more of these guys. But yeah, it's cool, man. It's a fun day on the beach. Dude, same rod, out for 2 seconds. We have 17 other rods out, and the one that we just put back out gets hit again. Sometimes it's just lucky. Guess so. Although Joey casted every other rod except for this one, and I casted this one to perfection. Got hit immediately. Maybe I need to cast all the rods. Wow. Where you at, Bama Beach Bum? Catching whiting like crazy out here on the East Coast. That's a little bit bigger one. A little bit bigger. Cool, look at his eyes. His eyes are going crazy. Oh, I stopped moving. Doink, doink.
Can't believe his eyes.
Wow. Hey, this is fun, man. This is just good fun fishing on the beach. Catching nice little whitings. Chewing. That's a real one. That's a real fish. This is not a pompano, not a whiting. This is big and heavy.
Sound like you.
Wow, thanks, man.
Yeah,
that one just bounced next to us. Bro, this thing doesn't even know it's hooked. This is a chongus. I don't know, bro. It's still on there. Whatever it is.
Ready for it back.
Yeah, you got to stay ready. Could be something cool. Hope it's not a bonnet head. I bet. Oh, we're getting another bite. Another bite on another rod. It's okay, this thing's in the trough now and it's big. Are we tangled? I just lost it.
Yep, up the top.
Who knows what that was, man? Broke it off. Dude, second you walked off the beach, 2 whiting, just lost something in the trough.
Got 2 whiting?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. The next couple hours, the weather actually started to look decent, and I started to think that the weathermen had lied. But when I checked the wind, I realized that this northwest was deceiving, making it calm on the beach and super rough, very undoable offshore. So had a little solace that I was in the right place doing the right thing. I reeled in another delicious little whiting. Now, there's going to be a catch and cook in this video, but at this point, I just didn't know what I was actually going to cook. Joey actually ended up catching another whiting as well, so we had like 4 whiting at this point, but just hadn't seen a pompano yet. That is, until Rio's crab rod finally went off. Come on, man.
Just put this one out.
Just put it out. Joey thinks this one's a pompano.
He's taking me down the beach.
Uh-oh.
He just jumped out the water right there.
Did he jump?
Yep. Mega head shake. Mega head shake.
What do we got, my man?
Ooh.
Oh, tweaking. Tweaker. Oh, I saw it. Say it ain't so. Woo! That's a good one, too. That ain't small.
2 words for you guys. East side.
Like I said, Rio takes people to come do this on the beach, so I'll have his information linked below.
Check this out, y'all. It's a beautiful Florida pompano. That's what we came out here for today. Tide just switched, and this is just about the time that the fish will start feeding. They'll feed on the switches on the incoming and the outgoing, and hopefully there's more of these guys out there. Wasn't a very far cast. One tip for everyone out there, don't sleep on that first trough. There are lots of fish in there. You don't need to cast all the way to the Bahamas.
Nice catch. Look at them hands. Beautiful. Delicious fish right there. Very delicious fish. Now, you all just heard Rio mention how important tide was into getting that bite. And that's 100% true for this type of fishing and tons of other types of fishing. And that's where this video's partner comes in. SaltStrong's new free tidal software is honestly one of the best tide tools that I've used. It's super easy and quick to get the information that you actually want without any annoying pop-ups or annoying ads. And it provides so much extra information that's hugely useful for fishermen. I'm simply just going to select an area that I typically fish in right here, and it's going to pull up the most accurate weather data and all the information specifically for that area. Pulls it right up, and then I have multiple days. I have things like strike score, tides, weather, sun and moon phases, all super applicable information. When I expand the full day, I get the detailed weather forecast, I get detailed tides, and I get hour by hour strike scores. So if you really only have a couple hours to fish, you can pick the best time without having to overly analyze all of this information. Just simply look at the best time and go. When I'm going offshore bottom fishing, majors and minors seem to have a huge impact on when the fish are going to turn on. So this is a source that I'm going to use constantly in my areas. To access SaltStrong's free tidal software, simply go to the first link in the description of this video, scan the QR code on the screen, and just bookmark that for the next time you're planning a fishing trip. I'm definitely going to be using this going forward, and I think this will help you guys out a lot too.
There you go, that's popping out. I got a camera.
Whoop. Think we had a bite. No longer on there. We had a nibble though. It's a good sign, right? We really just hit high tide. The fish just kind of clicked on. So
Fred's looking for him.
let's see what's happening. Fred is gonna find. We're just gonna see him dive down, and he's gonna come up with a 3-pound pompano in his talons.
That's what that noise was.
We're like, what is that weird noise? And he's got a clicker on this reel. We're like, oh, You got yourself a fish. Got yourself a fish, brother. The green rod with the green reel and the green line is, wow.
Oh yeah.
Leprechaun season.
Ninja Dagger, 13-foot bomber.
That's what the rod's called?
Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Oh, sideways. See him, Joe? Oh, there he is. That's a good one.
Another one. Wow. How do you think Joey feels just getting outfished in his own fishery by you?
Joey taught me everything I know. In his fishery. Check this one out.
Shoo!
These are some fishing rigs that I tied up myself. They're available locally in some of our tackle shops. You guys can get with me at Eastside Surf Fishing on Instagram, and you'll see exactly where you can go find them. Check that baby out, though.
That's another good one, dude.
Heck yeah, thank you. It's like, what's that noise?
Yeah. So this reel has a clicker on it. Where's the clicker? Right here. And we hear this noise, but from really far away. And we're like, we weren't sure if it was a tool or if it was, you know, construction. And then we see the rod bouncing and we're like, oh.
So what he's got in his mouth right there is a product called fish gum. The fish gum, it makes the big fish come.
Shout out to our boy Tony, the owner and CEO, creator of Fish Gum. Actually, the very first big tuna I ever caught, Tony, the owner of Fish Gum, was on the boat. He was actually filming a lot of that fight on that fish, so shout out Tony. So you can use a bunch of different setups for stuff like this. Pretty standard for really serious pompano fishermen. You're gonna see 12-foot rods. This is a 10-foot. This is one of my own rods, but you could get fairly close, but you're not gonna get quite as far as those guys. So you're gonna catch a lot of fish on a 10-foot, just maybe not if the fish are super far and you're getting outcasted a bit. One of the big things that matters though is you fish super light braid or super light mono. Light line is gonna allow you to cast a lot further. So right here, fishing PE2 Silk Ocean. This is slightly thinner than standard 20-pound braid, but this stuff breaks at over 40 pounds. So that's a very good option. You guys know you can save with my code RYANMORIE. Also wanted to give a shout out to Tsunami. They sent me a couple of these Tsunami shields. So I'm gonna be testing these guys out and see what I think of them. Pretty cool reels, very well sealed. And I know Joey has fished them a lot more than me. He seems to like them a lot, but definitely cool reel to be fishing the beach, fishing the jetty, places where you're gonna take tons of waves and get a lot of salt on your reel. And these things are completely sealed up, and I think it's gonna be a really cool reel, but I'm gonna test it, so stay tuned for that. You know, it's kind of funny. We talk about having all these really long rods and casting far, and all the pompano and all the whiting, for the most part, have come inside the sandbar today. They've been in close. Really, the far rods haven't got bit nearly as much. Got two of the bigger bonnet heads. Like, I think all we've caught is bonnet heads on the big rods, or on the far rods. And I lost that one mystery fish, which either was a black drum or a bonnet head, not really sure. So yeah, just goes to show you don't always have to be super far. A lot of fish are gonna be close in. And so you could just do this with really any setup. Just get you a sand spike. It's literally a piece of PVC stuck in the sand, and you can come beach fishing. All right, gentlemen. Appreciate it, Joey. Appreciate the time. Hey, thanks for actually catching pompano, Rio. I said Joey was the guy.
Rio coming.
Yeah, if this guy didn't show up, we wouldn't have caught any pompano, but overall fun morning. If you guys don't know about Joey's channel, you need to check it out. This guy's been doing YouTube longer than I have. One of the fishiest guys on the internet. I'd probably say top 3 fishiest guys on YouTube for sure.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, and check out my guy Rio if you want to go pompano fishing. He might take you. Maybe.
You gotta check out my YouTube channel. Eastside Surf Fishing. You'll learn a couple of things, and if you want to learn some more, hit me up.
There you go. So this video is not over. I will see you guys tomorrow, the next day. We're taking the boat out. Me and my buddy Tyler are taking the boat out, so I'll see you then. Good morning, y'all. It is probably the coldest day of the year down here in Florida. I am out on the Mako with my boy Tyler.
Yo, yo.
And to be blatantly honest, can be completely upfront with you guys, I'm not exactly sure what we're fishing for today. I have a plan. Kind of seen conditions like this before. We got a hard northwest wind, so I'm hoping that I'm able to sneak out on the beach, find some migrating fish coming down the coast. And then in the afternoon, ideally, we're gonna come inside, come inshore. We're gonna find some fish on the flats that I've always wanted to fish for in this way. I've never done it, but I've heard of it. So fingers crossed, there's a lot of stuff that can happen in this video, and I'm amped and also just a wee bit chilly. Let's get out there.
So right now I'm looking at the inlet ahead of me, out that way, and I see a lot of waves breaking, which isn't a good sign, but we'll see. Me and Tyler have taken this boat in some rough stuff before. But sometimes it's just rough at the inlet, and sometimes it's just not gonna happen, man, so.
I don't know, I would send you the bikini.
Yeah, okay. Yep. Okay, so offshore is just not happening, man. Maybe if we were in like a 50-foot boat, but the 21 is not too comfortable, taking a lot of spray, and it's just too darn windy. I thought that if we had a little bit of northwest wind and not just straight north, the coast would have given us a little bit of the coast would have broke the wind for us a bit, because a west wind over here in Florida, it's a little bit calmer, but yeah, it just didn't happen. It's too rough. So now we're inside, kind of going to the plan B, C, D, E. There's a lot of different things we can do in here. We found some birds basically out in front of me. These birds are definitely working on some glass minnows or some small bait, and I marked some stuff on my Garmin. So I know that there's some fish around here, so we're gonna throw a bunch of different lures, spoons, pompano jigs, see if we can find something, see what's down below these bait fish. And if not, if no bites, move on to the next thing. This is a goofy jig, mainly used for catching pompano, but literally everything in the freaking ocean eats this, I swear. This one's a little too light for where we're fishing, but I'm gonna give it a shot anyways. Just see what happens. Yep, immediately. Dude, what is this? Literally first cast right up on that bank. Oh, it came off. Dude, whatever it was felt snagged.
Yeah?
Like,
Yeah, it looked heavy.
it was heavy. Wow. Well, there's a fish there.
Alright, y'all, I just lost a fish on his first
There it
cast,
is.
and he's on again. Alright, perfect. Let's see what we got here.
This feels more like a normal hookup.
That's a pompano. Yeah, pump, right?
Jack.
Oh, Jack. Okay. Little Jack Crevalle.
All right.
Right shape, right color on.
Yep. So, like I said, one cast to go. These jigs catch literally everything. So we just got a little sub 1 pound jack on. Ate the quill part of the goofy jig. These guys go crazy. They actually have a commercial value, which is pretty crazy. Under 2 pounds, they're worth something. Over 2 pounds, they're really not worth that much. But these come in all shapes and sizes, all the way up to 40 something pounds. You guys have seen me catch the giants on this channel before, but give it a shot. Lots of current coming straight in towards us. So we're kind of just casting up current, let it come back towards us.
Blue 20s. Boy's got the hot hand. And me. I have a different,
No, I'm over you.
I have a
You have a different
on
fish.
this straight reel.
Schooled up. Doubled up.
Ryan and I just doubled up on the poor man's pompano, aka the Jack Crevalle. These things are all over the beaches right now and in the inlets. We were up in Sebastian just absolutely smoking them. We don't really want to catch them, but what can you do? They're here and they live right where the pompano lives, so we'll keep casting and see if we can find the right species.
Chew, bro, chew.
Definition of insanity.
This? But you know how it goes to fishing too, man. Like you'll do this 50 times and then randomly you'll just catch a pomp and you'll be like, bro, we gotta stay.
Yeah, I know.
Oh! I got a 2-piece McNugget. Look at that. Double trouble. Or your money back.
2 for 1.
All right. I think that that means we need to go to another spot.
It's been a big change of plans from everything that we started the day doing to now. So we started out, you know, going offshore, trying to see or if we can run the beach and find some migrating fish. Just too rough for that. Inside, jigging for pompano, a million jacks. But we came in here, I got a report from my buddy Aaron, A-Ben's Fishing, that there was some sheepshead and some black drum on the inside. So we came in here, I'm gonna fish some live shrimp, fish some dead shrimp, fish some baits on the bottom, see if I can entice one of these fish to bite. Now, let's see if we can knock off a black drum or a sheepshead real quick.
Okay, so check it out. I have a dead shrimp here, right? Black drum like dead stuff more than they like live stuff in my experience. So I'm gonna get this scent going. Black drum are really scent based, much more than they are a visual feeder. So I'm gonna break that head off, break the tail off, so I have scent coming from 2 sides of this shrimp. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hook it on this very simple light tackle bottom rig. So I have a little BKK J-hook, 30-pound leader, 2 split shot weights, little pinch weights. I'm just gonna hook this shrimp on just like this, hook through the tail, something like this, double-sided through the shell. Very simple. See if a black drum comes, picks it up. Also, very worried I might catch a catfish, but who knows. Kind of space them out. Yep. Okay. Is he still on there? Oh, he is. There we go. On the dead stick.
Literally.
Just threw out dead shrimp on bottom. Thought we were overthinking it. Wow. All right. All right. There he is. Black drum. Nice.
That is so sick, man.
Dude, dead bait. Overthinking it.
Really, really.
Sometimes you just gotta slow down, make it simple, put a piece of dead shrimp on bottom, I guess. Like you're fishing for catfish.
I don't know, just find out these basically are just a big catfish. They're just fighting decent, man.
It's not a completely small fish.
No, it's a nice fish.
Cold water's got him spunked up.
Are you gonna land this fish yourself, or what do you mean?
I will.
Ryan doesn't like to bring the landing net whenever we go.
Yeah, dude, I'm very anti-landing net apparently. Oh, you hear that drumming? Wow. It was deep and throaty. Look at that. Here, let's go up on the bow. Yeah. Didn't even need to set the hook myself. The BKK set itself from the rod holder. God, dude, you hear that drumming. That's crazy. Look at that. This is actually a perfect eating size, which is awesome. So this guy is going on ice for us, but man, look at that. That is cool. All fired up. Ate the dead shrimp on bottom. You know what? Sometimes you just don't overthink it. That's what I was just saying to Tyler. Don't overthink it. Put the rod out. I was messing around with the goofy jig and the other rod doubled over. Super cool, man. Beautiful fish. Drumming hard. Super hard. Wow. Look at that.
What's the saying, kiss?
Huh?
What's the saying, kiss?
Kiss?
Keep it simple, stupid?
Oh, keep it simple, stupid. Yeah, that's for sure.
Isn't that a military saying?
I think so, probably.
So like I said, these guys are absolutely perfect eating size. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bleed this guy, let him bleed out, I'll improve the quality of the meat, and then we're gonna put him on ice. And honestly, it's a beautiful day. It's about 40 degrees right now, so he's gonna stay nice and cold all day long on ice.
My man Tyler was put in charge of bringing food. So let's see what we got. A little wrappage.
The mayo-less wrap.
Oh, mayo-less? Unbelievable. We got meat, we got lettuce, and maybe some cheese on here. Pretty good, dude. Pretty good.
Solid, huh?
Well, saltwater catfish, it's definitely not what I wanted. For those of you that don't know, saltwater catfish are not nearly as tasty as a freshwater catfish. So this guy is getting unhooked and he is going straight back in the water.
There wasn't much else in that area, so as the tide switched, we decided to move and try a different game plan. We're going to move into a shallower area, throw some goofy jigs around, see if we could pick up a couple different species.
Oh, lizardfish! Well, that was not the desired species. We have right here a lizardfish. Crazy teeth on these guys. Let's see that. Literally just looks like a lizard. And I told you guys in the beginning of this video that goofy jigs catch a little bit of everything. And there it is. That's a little bit of everything. What do we got? Threw out a shrimp. Wow. Mega grunts. That's probably what we're marking, dude.
Yeah,
just a pile of grunts. So we pulled over this spot and marked a bunch of fish on the Garmin, and we're like, what is it, bro? Found what it is. Crazy.
So, although the weather sucked and the wind was ripping, it was cold, Tyler and I were still able to get out. And still able to catch a nice little black drum even when conditions sucked and bring something home for dinner. So, wasn't ideal, but we still made something happen, and that is just really what winter fishing is about. Getting out, getting off the couch, and just making something happen even when the conditions aren't perfect.
Shing! Shing! What's up, guys? Welcome back to the fillet table. Not sure exactly where we left off in this video, but we have our big nasty. Well, moderately sized nasty. This is a black drum. Growing up watching these guys be caught by Blair Wiggins. If you guys watched fishing TV shows back in the day, Blair Wiggins Outdoors, he was known for fishing for these things, calling them big uglies, and he'd catch one, put it in the boat, and he'd be like, black drum, baby. And man, if you guys were there, that was a fun time to watch fishing TV back in the day, man. And it's cool to every time I catch one of these, I think about that. And yeah, just feel pretty appreciative to get to bring this one home, eat this guy. Perfect eating sized one. And I think I'm just gonna start right off. So before I did anything, obviously this guy was on ice overnight, but I rinsed him off. They get super nasty, super slimy. So I just want to find a good place while the meat is still soft, everything's soft. I'm gonna cut behind that pec fin all the way up back towards the head meat. This guy's got some big freaking scales, kind of like a snapper or a big redfish. Bang. These scales are going to be all over the boat when I'm done, but it's whatever. Just clean them out of the drains and we're good to go. Down the length of the fish. Scales will kind of jack you up sometimes. Sometimes I use the serrated edge of this knife to do this, and other times I don't like it as much. So that's working pretty good. Sorry if it's like super shadowy self-filming today, so I'm just gonna, now that I'm down towards the tail, break through, down here, nice. long breakthrough. Get all those scales off the knife. Man, those are some big suckers. These fish, when they get bigger, I've never eaten a really big one, they can get worms. Now, those worms, as far as I know, are completely harmless. But still, it's kind of like looks very unappetizing. I know my boy Vic, he is known as Land Shark Outdoors, has eaten fish with worms on many accounts, and he's still here, happy as a horse, healthy as a horse. So I don't think they're that big of a deal, but look a little gross for sure. This meat looks good, looks very good. Make sure I get all the way down. Okay, there we are. Those pin bones, break through. Now, try and just go down the ribs, if I can follow on top of the ribs. There we go, that's nice. These guys got kind of a big rib cage that I'm trying not to include in the fillet. Also trying to get the meat that's on top of the rib cage. Bang. Definitely not as bad as a sheep's head. Man, I cleaned a sheep's head recently and I forgot how giant their freaking ribs are. There we go. Through that skin. Bang. We have one black drum fillet. Set this to the side for now. Let's do the other one. See that big old rib cage. Feel those bones all the way. You would think there's some meat right here, but it's pretty freaking hard. Cleaning fish is all about having control, man. These slimy SOBs, sometimes they just get out of hand. But keeping your situation clean and under control sometimes can stop you from messing up. It doesn't always stop me from messing up. I mess up all the freaking time. There's guys that are much better than me at filleting. Definitely don't claim to be the best out there, but I do like eating some fish. Oh yeah, nice. And towards the ribs. This guy looks 100% worm-free. Not that I was expecting him, but you never know. You can hear all those ribs. Bang. Second black drum fillet. I could have got just a touch closer right there, but not bad. Wow. Thank you, Mr. Black Drum. I very much am going to appreciate all this meat. I bought this cleaning table, and it was meant to go inside a rod holder. Now, that freaking broke, like, after 2 uses. I saved the table, so I can still use it like this, but it was not sturdy. It moved way too much. It's really more just good for a bait cleaning table, like, or bait cutting table. You can't really put any pressure when you're cleaning fish, or it would move around a bunch in the rod holder. So if you find a good one of these, maybe you guys can comment down below for me what they're like. Skin this guy. Just bring it kind of close to the edge of my fillet table. Try and get my knife flat. And just follow along behind the knife with my left hand. These scaly fish, typically a little easier for me to skin. Something like a Spanish mackerel that doesn't really have big scales. Usually a real pain for me to skin. They have such thin skin. But this, typically, it's going to be a lot easier. Try and keep my knife flat if I can. Follow along. Now, this is another tip. There's what it looks like. Back side, front side. Don't take your fish off of the skin. Don't really put it on the fillet table. You don't need to. And your fillet table could be dirty. You may not have a super clean surface. Right now, I'm just gonna feel for some pin bones here that are still in the meat and cut these out. They kind of run like this through the meat, so you just have to cut it out because not all fish anatomically are the same, but there we are. From that to the cat food. And then that is one beautiful piece of meat, beautiful black drum that is going to make a wonderful meal for Christina and I. So with that being said, I guess I will see you guys in the kitchen.
So welcome to the kitchen. My wonderful girlfriend Christina is behind the camera tonight, and she requested something Hawaiian. So never tried this recipe before, never tried cooking fish in this way, but we're gonna give it a shot, and hopefully it'll turn out pretty good. I'm excited. Gonna make a glaze, first thing that we're starting out with. So canned pineapple right here. Do this over the sink so I don't spill too much. And to our measuring cup. Gives us like 3/4 cup. Some Kikkoman soy sauce. Oh, that is not gonna work. Need to take the thing off. We need a real helping of soy sauce. Soy sauce. Also gonna go in with some honey. And this is some ginger. Just took a potato peeler to it to take all the skin off. And I'm just gonna grate this guy into here. Try and go through pretty much most of it if I can. And lastly, going into the sauce is a bit of garlic. Don't come at me, y'all. Don't have any fresh garlic, nor did I feel like messing with garlic right now. Got everything in our sauce. Now we're just gonna bring it over here to a little saucepan. So just a little saucepan here, low heat. Not low heat. Basically, all I want to do is let this simmer down, reduce, so it gets a little thick. All those flavors kind of mold together. And yeah, I gotta watch my temperatures because that was freaking hot. Simultaneously over here, water just came to a boil, but what I have going on is 2 parts water, 1 part coconut milk. We're making coconut rice. Rice going in, just normal jasmine rice. Bring that down to a simmer. And set a timer for 20 minutes. So I have some chopped zucchinis here. This is gonna be kind of our side, if you will. Christina says island veggies. Very simple. Pepper, salt, some garlic powder, and just some olive oil. Just gonna toss that with my hands because they are the best instrument in the entire kitchen. And I'm gonna set these guys off to the side. We're sauteing these guys. They take no time at all. It's very easy to overcook veggies like this. So just set these guys off to the side now that they are all prepped and ready to be eaten. So here we have our black drum. You guys have seen me do this in tons of videos, but basically when I get into the kitchen, paper towel it off, cut off any extra bits of, or larger bits of bloodline, make sure there's no bones, and make sure there's no scales. Seasoning, we're going really simple because that ginger glaze, that soy, honey, ginger, pineapple glaze that we're making, that is pretty much gonna give us most of our flavor. So really all I'm gonna do is hit these guys with some salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Here's the thing with this fish, guys. You could literally fool me and tell me that this is some sort of snapper or this is redfish. I would really have no clue, and I really don't think after eating it I'll be able to tell. A lot of fish kind of, presents itself like this. A lot of similar saltwater fish present in the same way. So this is the secret to really good coconut rice. It's toasting some coconut flakes. Got them all laid out on a sheet pan here. Oven's at 300 degrees. Now, I swear, you will put these in, close the oven and open it, and they're already done. So it doesn't take very long, but put them in. And and don't forget about them. So we got the cast iron hot, some avocado oil in there. Put our black drum into the pan. Like anything else, it'll stick it first and then it'll release itself. So just giving it a sec, get that sear on each side nicely. And that is a thing of beauty. Some nice toasted coconut flakes that we're both gonna use in our rice, and Christina's actually whipping up a dessert that needs some of these as well. So little hack if you're hungry. You can just eat them straight out of the oven and they're delicious. Nice. So we have some of our glaze that's been simmering most of the night. I'm just gonna brush some of that onto our fish. That's it. Phase out. Same pan, going in with some pineapples. Some of our ginger glaze. All right, melting down some butter. And it's time to just toss in our veggies. Take these guys out. Oh man, this is gonna be good. A lot of flavor. Christina's full of great ideas. She's really the idea person in this relationship. I'm just the executioner. So here's our coconut rice, and I think I'm just gonna do this with my hands. We're gonna add our coconut flakes. Mix all that in. She really likes coconut flakes with a side of rice. This is what I think Christina likes, but especially when fresh, it still has like a crunch to it. The texture is really good. Coconut flakes are super sweet, so it's just a nice change up, especially for me. I eat a ton of rice. Okay, now the best part, plating dinner. So get a healthy helping of vegetables, because we all need to eat more of those. Bang. Some for me and some for Christina. I wanted these to char a little bit more, but pan wasn't the right temp, so still learning. First week using stainless steel, so absolutely still learning, but these guys are all completely cooked through, so it was time to take them off. Some of that awesome coconut rice. It's really becoming a staple of frickin' any fish recipe that Christina and I cook. It's like, do you want some more coconut rice? Yes. And some black drum. Wow. I don't think they're cooking too many black drum in Hawaii, but I think this is, man, this is gonna be good. And now the best part for both of us is we get to eat. I'm excited. All right, so we have one very clean plate and one pretty close to clean plate. Honestly, 10 out of 10. I would recommend this to do with any whitefish, snapper, grouper, whatever. Absolutely delicious. I think you liked it as much as I did.
Yeah, I intended to originally do this recipe with chicken.
Yeah, it'd probably be good with chicken.
It's like a traditional dish in Hawaii, and we were going for the Hawaiian night. But with the fish, it was actually surprisingly very good. So I'm really excited to try this with chicken now for an authentic experience.
Well, I appreciate the idea. And I appreciate you guys for getting all the way to this point in the video. And if you thought this video was awesome, I think YouTube thinks you're gonna like this one right here. And I guess I'll see you guys over there.